shouldn't be a hot take, but I said the only new gen anime so far that has GOAT potential, but not really kind of like Reincarnation of Slime or something like that, but because it actually finished, is Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer actually has GOAT
Yeah.
potential to me because that mug
I mean, it's
from
over,
beginning
but
to
I don't.
end.
The ending is blah. Because you don't need all of them. The ones you got are barely making you money, apparently. So I'm not saying like don't sell Batman or Superman or Wonder Woman because apparently they're not making you enough money to get by anyways. So you can't tell me you need your whole catalog. I mean, it works for Marvel. Marvel only survived the 90s. I mean, it took Disney buying them and buying back the X-Men and Fantastic Four and all these other, but they survived by selling off some of their more popular intellectual property. We wouldn't have got King in Black last year if they wouldn't have sold the X-Men in '99.
OVR.
What's up, Alphas? It's your boy Zelmae. Looking cute, looking clean, looking sexy. And we got a lot to, we got a variety show today. Everybody gonna get their time to talk, everybody gonna get their time to shine. But first, we're gonna introduce the game. Up top, we got the one, the only Afro Cumby, 765. Torrey, how you doing today?
You already know, local neighborhood scumbag. Here to talk crazy.
All right, here to talk crazy. To my right, we have the one, the only legendary, best on the mic himself, Uniqo. How you doing there, Uniqo?
I'm well, man. Y'all know what time it is, man. Happy Black History Month. Blackity black.
We recording this show on February 1st. We starting the show Black History Month. Tomorrow, be here for the show. Like and subscribe. We talking about interracial dating on day 3 of Black History Month. So be here for Man Cave. So be here for that. And up to the top right, we have the legend himself, Mr. Pessimistic. He here. One of the hosts of Broke Ugly Dudes and many more. He on many podcasts because we love his energy and TikTok love him. And I know I ain't posted on TikTok in a while, and I apologize for that. But we back, and Monte gonna probably be in the front. All right, Monterey, how you feeling today, my guy?
What's good, everybody? Your boy Young Sleepy is rolling in today. Doing like all I can do. I'm chilling today, man. I'm chilling today because I've expended all of my energy on the WWE and other stupid things. So I'm right now.
It wasn't 99.
The Royal Rumble has ruined Monte for y'all. But let's talk about the show today. Let's talk about the show today. My topic is, I'm starting the show off. I'm talking about my topic. Apparently, AT&T is trying to reconfigure DC before the Discovery sale. I know a lot of people don't know this. Discovery has bought WB, Warner Brothers, DC, all that stuff. The comic books are they have cut down massively on the comic books. The video game Gotham Knights was supposed to come out, but it looked like it might even get canceled. A lot of games looking like they barely knowing if Suicide Squad is coming out. A bunch of different movement is going around preparing for the CW. They trying to sell it off. They are in $160 billion of debt thanks to DC, and they might sell off Batman and Batgirl. I just made that part up. Don't believe that part. But $140 billion in debt. I don't know your thoughts. That all the games are getting canceled. Basically, the comic books are barely coming out. It's a mess. AT&T, Warner Brothers, they're looking for transition. I should say. What are y'all thoughts? Monterey, you're DC expert.
It's that ugly in DC? We talking about like the entire DC AT&T. Is that ugly?
They in debt.
Okay, so
they're doing
what they need to do
and divisions to reduce major debt. They're doing spinoffs and making new divisions where they all come together instead of having the comic division, the game division, and the movie division, the TV division. They all just gonna come together and reduce it all. That's the rumor going out right now.
Trying to fire some people.
Yeah, they're trying to fire and cut down on costs.
what they should do is very simple, actually. First and foremost, they need to sell the WWE games division to Sony PlayStation. Then they need to go ahead and sell the movie division over to Marvel. Yes, Marvel needs to be in control of DC. I know that don't make no sense, but it makes perfect sense. Then they go ahead and sell that part off. Then just whatever else they got left, because the games will be good, the movies will be straight, and then after you do that, y'all can just reduce and just be a phone company or whatever other departments y'all have ownership of. You can make those the best they can be, but just leave the games to the people that make good games. Which they're not saying they made bad games. It's just, if you don't have the money and the time to invest into that, rather than cancel good stuff and good quality work, just give it to somebody else. Sony's in the market of buying some companies for the cheap right now, which we've seen. So I figure, the big games would be a wonderful acquisition, and we just go that way. That's how I feel.
Give us Buffy the Vampire Slayer too.
No.
Uniqo, Joe, what's your thoughts on it?
I think they'd take a page out of the 90s and sell some of this lamer intellectual property. There's a lot of DC characters that you could sell for cheap right now and somebody do something with. Possibly. Because you don't need all of them. The ones you got are barely making you money, apparently. So I'm not saying, don't sell Batman or Superman or Wonder Woman, because apparently they're not making you enough money to get by anyways. So you can't tell me you need your whole catalog. I mean, it worked for Marvel. Marvel only survived the 90s. I mean, it took Disney buying them and buying back the X-Men and Fantastic Four and all these other. But they survived by selling off some of their more popular intellectual property. We wouldn't have got King in Black last year if they wouldn't have sold the X-Men in '99, I suppose. So. Maybe either that or just sell the company. Sell it to Disney. Disney's buying everything. If they could get a monopoly on comic books, on DC and Marvel, throw in Star Wars for kicks.
Yeah, they ain't gonna let that happen.
The crossovers could be real. You can't tell me you don't want to see Superman racing the Millennium Falcon.
Technically, Monte, they can get that off financially because DC in so much debt that they wouldn't consider it a good investment. So they'd be like, "Oh, you can take that."
No, they consider that a monopoly on the comic book.
You literally just be taking the intellectual property to start from wherever with.
Then it just be
people.
Then it would just be Disney versus the people that own
Yeah, wait, no, that might not be good because we can't build. If you build a monopoly, there's laws against that. That's why people are looking at Microsoft. That's why people looking at Microsoft crazy though, because there are laws against monopolies, and you're cutting it close once you start buying all these different parts manufacturers and everything else. You're cutting it close, and Uncle Sam ain't going for. You can't make too much money to be bigger than the
government. The deal ain't went through fully yet. They there's some stuff they gotta go through.
It ain't went through yet. They're still working it out because like I said, people. I don't know if people really understood the gravity of that acquisition, on the video game hardware landscape.
Forget hardware. They literally have a monopoly on the first person shooting job.
Almost, because
they pretty much do. Halo, Call of Duty.
Gears.
On first-person shooters, they pretty much they got a monopoly on first-person shooters. I'd say that, but I mean, as far as a real business monopoly goes, the American government's already showed it's not finna let you get that off. I mean, unless you're a senator or something. So
technically,
if you see
Torrey, Microsoft, the government made Microsoft had to buy people. They had 130. They had 132 billion. The government told them they had to spend because something. That's a lot of. I understand. Okay, so that's a lot of capital into the ecosystem, regardless. But I mean that. I don't know if that. Once that sale goes through, it makes things a lot. I just don't want it to. What people don't talk about is the bad thing about console wars, because console wars are where innovation comes to die. Think about once a real good fight gets going, they're more worried about putting out titles than putting out anything new. That's why people can barely see the difference between a PlayStation 5 and a PlayStation 4, because they were too busy putting out bad games, trying to compete. There was nobody. Microsoft, on the other hand, were fighting this fight and still has so much money that they can still afford to be doing the hardware work too. So
It's a lot to think about. Like it sounds crazy, but then the implications are even crazier.
But we're gonna get to Joe, but on the DC topic, but to the point of the Microsoft Sony thing, Microsoft is worth $2.3 trillion. Sony is worth 134 billion. So it's like a disadvantage.
That's not even half.
But Sony's gaming division is their biggest division, and Xbox is probably Microsoft's weakest division.
Xbox,
yeah.
So they were like, "Hey, we got this project over here at the Xbox. We don't really do nothing with it because we didn't make games for like 10 years. So let's go do something with it. We got to spend this money anyway." And AT&T is not in trouble financially, by the way. I just want people to know AT&T does very well.
They're just not turning a profit off of DC.
DC is just WB in general, CW, WB, that whole process is just draining money.
It all went downhill once Kids WB went off the air.
So the funds for that is kind of like, okay, we make $500 billion, but this whole company, we in $130 billion debt for this company. We need to get rid of this debt. So that's all it is. They thought they could make the DCEU big, and then they had all kind of drama with Zack Snyder, and I don't know what they're doing now. Discovery got looking at it, and they's talking about Batgirl and all kind of stuff. Joe, what's your thoughts on the revamp of Warner Brothers DC universe?
First, I just want to say that AT&T, with all them sketchy contracts that people sign, where they're allowed to just up the price whenever they feel like it and throw in hidden fees, they should never be in debt. I mean, it's ridiculous the way that they do business. Secondly, man, let's first of all, that all them divisions getting together to become one. If you ever work in a call center or something like that, and you like good at this one particular department, and then they're like, "Hey, you need to learn this too." That people tend to clash when that happens. So man, there could be a lot of people that quit because of that. Like, no, I'm a movie person, not a game person. And so a lot of people, they don't want to step out of their lane. And in that industry, I mean, I feel like the industry is always hiring if you top talent. So I don't know if that's a great idea. I definitely want to 100% see a next gen Matrix game that's like really, really good. Last time we got a Matrix game, we was running around with Nairobi, and we all know that we didn't really like her character. And
but for the time, that game was good.
Yeah. But that's why I want another one, an open world Neo flying around, let me do what I want to do kind of thing. That'll be fun. Because think about it. Since we're on the topic of Warner Brothers, can we get a good Superman game, like a full usage of his powers?
Give up.
Give up. Superman 64 ruined all chances of that.
Just get a GTA Superman mod. It is definitely fun to play. GTA 5 Superman mod. It is ridiculous fun.
Fly around.
You can be All Might.
That may be it.
Don't they just use the airplane physics from the game for the Superman mod? So it works.
I want
and
Kal-El,
the guy from Invincible. You can be him too.
I don't want him running around.
Go Jumanji and GTA now.
I don't want him running around San Andreas. I want my Superman to be Kal-El, run around Metropolis and do stuff. But I don't know. I guess that would put too much power into the hands of us players who would actually use Superman the way he's actually intended to be used. So there's that.
Just like Homelander, that's how you want to use.
Yeah, no one wants the clips of Superman just murdering people that would rain down.
You get black suit Superman. But yeah, I just think that man, that sucks that DC hasn't been able to come up with anything. I wonder if the internet has had a lot to do with it. Like, what if back in the day, like it was back in the day in the newspaper and the magazine, such and such movies coming out. But now we have Twitter where you can just put in a trending topic of the last DC movie that came out, and a lot of people end up shitting on them. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I watched, all those Snyderverse movies, and I didn't think they were terrible, but you go on Twitter, everybody's going to say they were the worst movies of all time. And I think that hurts them too. But I think we'll always love the characters that DC has. It's just, I don't think anybody's been able to capture it. But me personally, that Man of Steel wasn't awful. I didn't think it was a bad movie. So
Man of Steel is relatively fine. It's just, they messed themselves up by not following the Snyderverse or like actual good movies, and then
Well,
just
wasn't
throwing them out for
that
no
was
reason.
pre-Snyderverse though,
No,
wasn't it?
Oh no, I was talking about the actual Snyder movie, not like Free Snyder. I was talking about just the actual Justice League. But if they want to make bad decisions, I'm not gonna give them mercy for choosing to make bad decisions. When, like you say, you have the internet, might be a reason, but the internet also lets you know what people want. Like it's not like we're not saying
Yeah.
what we want. Like
It's
we
all
were
about
saying
you.
Snyderverse was a good movie. We're saying Man of Steel was a good movie. We're saying Henry Cavill is a good Superman. You have a good Batman. You have a good Wonder Woman. The second Wonder
Excellent
Woman
Wonder
was good. It's not like you can't go in there and see the reviews and see what people are liking and what they don't like. Now, why you choose to go against that and just come out with some ideas that don't even make any sense is whoever's gets. Like everybody's literally telling you now whether they choose to leak it out or not, everybody's telling that your upcoming DC idea, if it's true, is a horrible idea that literally kill your franchise. Now, if you still choose to go through with that, that's your fault because we're literally telling you we don't want that. So when the negative movie sales, the negative movie reviews, and the downvotes of your trailer, if you do choose to go down that route, come out. You're not gonna get any mercy from me. So.
By the way, don't hire Josh Whedon. Marvel learned they lesson.
Please don't.
Marvel like,
That
Josh Whedon is trash.
Yeah.
Unless you're making a crime drama, then you can hire him.
When in doubt, just go hire Michael Bay. You should get a lot of explosions.
A
I
lot of
don't know.
cars gonna
I think
fly.
Michael Bay just got caught up in the early success because them early Transformer movies, yo.
So
Hey,
get Michael Bay.
They was
Just don't do no
slapping.
more 3 movies. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, yep.
Josh,
You just can't let him get too far in.
Josh might make for a good new Constantine, possibly.
By the way, and
I think Constantine needs to be a TV show, honestly, if they were going to do it, because he gets into it. It's the classic, episodic detective episode. It's right there in the lane. You know what I mean? And that's everyone's big. Everyone wants that next hit.
yo,
Netflix
this
show.
how bad DC doing though. They sold their top show Lucifer to Netflix.
Netflix.
They're like, hey, bro, we need to make
Like
some
I said,
money.
sell off your intellectual property.
And yet they want to come out with another movie that's gonna flop. Like, why would you want to just put yourself in the ground
I think
like
their
that?
mistake was trying to copy Marvel, but then
Yeah.
But they would have been fine if they would have put out Snyder's version
But
of the
they
movie.
No, the characters are
people
fat
don't
still.
people
And
don't
feel it.
understand that Marvel was made slowly.
I got that, but
But
they
these-
would have been
Bill
fine
Kirby
if you
started
put out the
doing that.
Snyder
But then,
version of the movie.
When Batman v Super
Like, what
when
about
Batman
that?
v Superman don't do Infinity War numbers, and then Justice League don't do in-game numbers after they've been built up for a decade, they're like, oh, we gotta get through numbers. I'm like, no, Iron Man came out first. It wasn't doing $1 billion like Captain Marvel.
I mean, it'd have been fine if you hadn't ruined Justice League,
And but again, DC they put out that Mortal Kombat movie. It was, they had 2 cool characters and they put all their money into like Sub-Zero and Wolverine. I mean Sub-Zero and Scorpion.
Wolverine, Scorpion.
I don't know why is it.
And they had the big fight in the beginning of the movie and the fight at the end.
That's
So,
all
yep.
them money. The whole budget went to everybody else looked cheap. Like these 2 characters,
Yeah, it was bad.
Nothing
it
sandwich.
was like, oh. Then
Nothing
he came and
sandwich.
then was like, yeah, fight again. The beginning fight and the end fight was dope, and everybody else looked cheap and boring. And like, why are they here? Like, I don't understand.
Disappointed in Liu Kang. Ugh.
And then they like started doing weird stuff. I didn't understand that movie, but yo, them VFX at the beginning was way better than the Flashes, which is another problem DC got because
Ugh.
Oh man.
I'm done with
like
them.
you can't keep making horrible decisions in these shows. Even Marvel decided Marvel Entertainment is trash after they made Black Bolt and them and it made it trash. They said, "Oh, cancel this whole thing."
That's the crazy thing. DC eats on the series. They eat on the TV stuff. They eat pretty good. And then it's just the movies. But the thing is, Disney Plus is like, no, we don't need 5 seasons of this. We just gonna give you 10 episodes and then we'll go from there. And then just
It's
go on
the
back to
Netflix
the
effect.
highest screen thing ever.
Eternals, by the way, Joe, I'm hearing almost getting like 800 million views on Disney Plus.
It's
Because
better the
everybody
second
looking at
watch
movies
through.
and
The
they gonna wait
Eternals
till
is
Disney
better
Plus,
on the
and it's
second
only
watch
thing you can
through
watch
than it is on
It
the
is
first.
actually is Torrey right is actually way better the second one because you understand what's going on better.
Oh no, it's the only thing you can watch between now and March the 30th for Moon Knight. So you dang right people gonna watch it.
Have anybody heard? Is the Boba Fett show good? Because I haven't heard nothing about it.
People
No.
are saying it's amazing, and they said the best episode was the one that he wasn't in.
Oh
I
dang.
heard it. Joe, what's your topic for
So
this week?
unfortunately.
My topic today is, there's a lot to be said about Black History Month, but it's something to be said when, now, mind you, I am the leader of Blackity Black, and in Pennsylvania, it's reported that a brawl broke out at a Golden Corral. And I mean, this was a crazy brawl. I mean, people is picking up tables and launching them across the dining room. I mean, they're hitting people with baby chairs. Babies is there. It's crazy. And this is on a Sunday post church. People go to. I call going to corral to feeding troughs. I call them troughs because that's all people do is sit up there and eat like pigs and horses. But what? Like, there's at least 40 to 50 people in this brawl at Golden Corral. What is in Golden Corral that would possess anybody to go ham like that? And then in the background, you say, a dude gets hurt saying, I just want to eat my steak, man. I just want to eat my steak, man. So I don't know, man. What y'all think about this? Like, what's in Golden Corral that could possess that many people to get that pissed off?
Chocolate waterfall.
Torrey, what about you? Torrey, since you on like,
because I think it's
we need our scumbag to commentate this. Torrey, what do you think? Because it looked like they were having a Royal Rumble, a better version.
much better version.
It had to be the chocolate waterfall, did though. They were running low on Rice Krispie treats. Somebody got a marshmallow that wanted a Rice Krispie treat. Some words were exchanged. It's Golden Corral, so everybody's got a sense of entitlement in there, and somebody threw a punch.
Makes sense.
Shit got crazy after that. I mean, that's a very simple story.
That's Midwest math right there. You had a buffet, lots of people. It's a fight that's ready to happen.
Shout out Philly, bro. They
somebody
too
slow. Somebody too slow with the crab legs.
Shout out Philly. By the way, if it was Buffalo, they would jump off ladders through tables, bro. It would have been better. It'll be TLC instead of Royal Rumble.
Nothing like an elbow drop during dinner. Get your appetite right.
Monte, what are your thoughts on this gigantic brawl?
I'm not surprised. People got to be ghetto every so often. Nah, I don't know why. Unless it's like two big parties of people, I don't know why somebody would like join in. Be like,
I'm joining in. You start a crazy fight somewhere. I'm here
all my life. What? Like, what do you mean? Like, so that throws me off. But outside of that, I'm like, it doesn't surprise me. People used to fight at Ryan's down here.
Ryan's.
I don't say it doesn't surprise. Like, I gotta see this far. Like, people used to just be boxing for whatever reason, but I'm not surprised.
Yo, okay, let's go over a story. This reminds me of a story. Payne Center, 2009. Me and Monte, I don't know, Monte wasn't there, but we had a basketball game. It was the Lawrence County boy, so Joe family, versus the Jackson squad. And one of the guys put the ball out. That was a West Ham team. He put the ball to him, and he's like, dap me up. So he slapped the ball in his hand. They square up. Boom. Both teams square up. All right, me and Wes chilling with Tay sitting side by side. The dude named Courtney walk up, asked Khalid, he from Lawrence County too, what's your name? Punches him, took off running.
Any dude named Courtney was
he
a
punched
menace.
him and took off running. I have never seen, because he was with his girl, shout out to Adri. He was with her at that time when they was together.
You just name dropping. Shout out Courtney and Adri.
No, I was gonna say, man, that's still an open investigation on that campus, man.
They had cameras. They didn't care about nothing. They didn't care about nothing. They had cameras right in front of their door. They're having it. If ain't somebody stole somebody's stuff, bro. They got camera right at their door. They knew who it was. They didn't care enough.
Yeah.
So he punched dude, asked him what it was. Everybody scrapping. Somebody robbed one of the Lawrence County boys' bag out the locker room. and it was a wild fight. Everybody was fighting. Dude came to the locker room. By the way, Courtney asked the dude his name just so he could tell everybody he punched dude.
Oh, it's lit.
Yeah, he said, "What's your name?" He told him his name, punched him, took out running, and told everybody he punched. Cause you would just say I punched dude. You be like, I punched dude. Nobody know who dude is, but if you tell him his name, like I punched.
Punched dude.
Came back to the.
You gotta make sure you can get your clout off. You gotta have a name.
We came back to the dorm, Scott Hall. Everybody hype. Dude came in the locker room. Where that dude at? Dude nickname is that dude. I was so confused.
Oh, I mean, you said it's actual.
No, that's another
Courtney,
dude.
right?
It's
So,
everybody fighting. So it was like a whole bunch of fights. He said, "Where that dude at?"
So Courtney's
Tell
not
that dude to come down here. He from third floor. All of a sudden they go and get him. That dude come down there. He said, "All right, my boy." He shook his hand, and me and Wes was so mad because we done seen 20 fights today. You ain't yelled in this hallway for 30 minutes asking where you at just to dab him up. I am upset. I'm like, bro, I was hyped, bro. I was, oh,
people was late to class trying to watch the fight.
it was
Couldn't
a
even
night,
see
bro.
it.
That's a night. That's a nighttime
night,
activity
bro. It
for
was-
sure.
Well, somebody just soft then. If you can't throw a punch after hours.
Yeah, by the way, Monte knows Scott Hall
Thing
2009 was wild. They had diss tracks on the 6th floor, the
Ghetto.
3rd floor.
Oh, Scott Hall, boy. The last year it was in existence.
We had
The
major
legend,
fights.
The things that happened.
See, my
Somebody tried to
recollection
burn
very
it
quick.
down.
You said Scott. Oh, I thought Razor Ramon. So I'm just picturing Chico running through.
Yeah,
Somebody
they
tried to
tried to set
burn
it
it
on
down.
fire. It was a wild year. That was fun, but it was a lot of fights. A whole group of Jackson versus the Coast in that period. And it was like a rap battle. It was diss track season before diss track was popular on YouTube.
Boy.
Dude told the dude they would point out everything they saw in every video. They had whole music videos to it, and just in the dorm room, it was fun.
Borrowing the campus equipment.
I wanted to,
Wait till I get to the library, nigga. It's on. Wait till I get to the library.
it was ridiculously fun though. That was probably one of my funniest years of my life. Scott Hall was just Scott Hall was it, and it was majority black too. We had a dude named Captain Jack. I'm just telling random stories from it just off this topic because I thought this topic was funny. Monte remember Captain Jack, right? Dude that played Call of Duty in the first floor.
Oh wow, man!
So dude was asking for weed. He went out there to the car. Some dude got the weed. He was walking back to Scott Hall. Dude kidnapped him, stole his weed, drove back around, threw him out the car in front of Scott Hall. And I'm like, what are you doing? Why did you get thrown out the car?
This has happened.
It was like, why did you get like? I'm sitting. We all sit on these steps in like the parking lot right there. They threw him out the car in the parking lot. I was like, why did you throw Captain Jack out the car? Captain Jack like 4'11". So it's like a 5-foot dude just got thrown out the car. That was funny though. That was ridiculous. But yeah, stuff happens when you get large groups of people together.
Always.
Never know what's on somebody's mind, man. That's what I have for Golden Corral, man.
Joe,
so,
Joe, if y'all not getting a fight, you sneaking somebody, you asking them their name?
What? Nah, because if it's at Golden Corral, I'm probably never gonna see you ever again.
I'm throwing the first punch.
Tore it down for the squad.
You gotta know, but we don't know why yet, though. That's the thing. There's no out of all.
You ain't gotta have a reason. It's a brawl.
They would say tell on Carmel, the dude from the Philadelphia game, like, oh, they was calling him boy, and dude was probably like, no, it wasn't. Then one of the fans around was like, no, he was calling him boy all game. Yeah, get him, yeah. But Golden Corral, man, and people, it's a communal place. Golden Corral, they come from around counties to go to Golden Corral. So you'd never see them again. You just be like, man, I got in a fight, and you can say what color they was for sure if you want to. That's about all you gonna get. And then and then the footage looked like it was from an iPhone 4. So I'm sitting there like, man, what the heck? A whole flip phone. Like they look like Metal Gear
Did
Solid.
they film in portrait or did they go to landscape?
But yeah, that's what I got, man. Who you got coming up next?
Before we done it, if they were at Cracker Barrel, we wouldn't know what the answer was. Why they were fighting. Shout out to Joe for saying that, but he like, I thought this was a Cracker Barrel. I'm like, I know what you were thinking. Race war at Cracker Barrel.
Race war.
Whole black family just come in, everybody look at them, somebody say something crazy, they just everybody all the black people start fighting, it just be crazy.
Man, that fried country steak gets you every time.
Somebody asks, why do y'all go to Cracker Barrel? I'm like, the food be busting. You just gotta deal with looks, bro.
You just gotta if you want to enjoy yourself.
Yeah, before we go on to the next topic, I heard there was a place in Indiana called White Land with absolutely no black people in it.
It's true.
That's a good portion of Indiana, if we're gonna be honest.
White Land.
Yeah. The further north or south you get away from 465, the
blacker or whiter it gets.
But then you get too north, and you get Gary and Fort Wayne and East Chicago.
And it's extra black.
And then
where's White Land located, Joe?
Up north towards Fort Wayne.
That's a strange name. All right.
I mean, Indiana did pretty much birth the KKK, so I mean,
yeah,
I'm sure people had the audacity back then.
Monte, what's your topic? Let's go.
I was gonna say something else, but I actually had like a genuine thought for a pretty good topic. So on my TikTok, it's not a plug, but on my
what's
TikTok,
the name? What's the name?
I remember Monterey Hudson, the same name, all in the link tree below. But on my TikTok, somebody had actually brought up a really good question for a topic. So he had a picture behind him of pretty much the main 4 new gen anime protagonists. It was Tanjiro, it was Deku. Let's see, main 4. It was Tanjiro, Deku, I think Boruto, and I don't know, just say Itadori. It don't really matter. But basically, it had the main new gen protagonist. It was obstacle, whatever. But it had the main new gen protagonist. And he simply asked the question. He was like, okay, so these are your 4 main new gen protagonists. They're all popular and everything. What do these protagonists have to do in order to stop being considered as new gen protagonists and actually be able to rank up there with your Ichigos, your Luffys, your Narutos, and actually be considered somewhere in the realm of big 3 anime or even to be goated anime? What would they have to do?
Survive time.
Because like what separates, an anime from a goated anime, or what separates the big 3 from new gen? What do they have to do to stop being considered just new gen and actually be considered like goated or big 3 status or anything of that sort?
You got to
question.
Who would you consider your big 3?
Well, normally the big 3 is considered like
Goku, Naruto.
Yeah, it's like Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece, because most people consider Dragon Ball Z either their father or something. Like, but those are normal big 3. Yeah, like normally people consider Dragon Ball like their father or whatever, because it did come out in like 1984, I think. But so like people can like, okay, you got those big 3 protagonists, and some people even threw in like Goku or like or Yusuke, from Yu Hakusho or something like that. So it's like, what do they have to do to stop being considered just like new gen and just be considered like GOAT protagonists or like big 3 status or anything of that sort?
I start then.
So yeah, because I do my answer last. What I said.
To Torrey point, you got to survive the time, and a lot of the big 3 anime, and you got to remember, Yu Yu Hakusho was considered to be in that list, and then it fell out of it. You got to consider Inuyasha was considered to be in that list and fell out of it. You just have to you have to like survive that period. I know Vash would probably be considered, and Cowboy Bebop would probably be considered with Dragon Ball Z, but
yeah, certain anime.
Spike's still one of the best characters.
Good.
Full Metal Alchemist would be, people would put that in there. So basically, survive the time.
Brotherhood or original?
But I love Brotherhood too.
Brotherhood, boy.
I love both of them.
There we go. I was gonna say, because they fixed it. People try to stunt like Brotherhood didn't fix Full Metal Alchemist.
I mean, the original one wasn't bad, but it wasn't the best version. No.
Dot Hack
it was just big departure
But-
from the manga.
Ugh.
Brotherhood since the
By the way, we're gonna have,
timeline up.
That
And
man
made it
got
look
that.
better.
Boy, my brain still
by the
hurts
way,
from
I'm gonna
watching
have to,
that
I'm
show.
gonna have to, we're gonna have to have a topic on who the sickest person in anime is, and Brotherhood and Full Metal Alchemist got one of the dudes in there. But we're gonna go over that on another week. We gonna have to go over that topic. But like I said, survive. You have shows coming out. Boruto have to survive. Boruto probably at the biggest disadvantage of anybody because his.
But he's doing the
But
best of getting out of the hole.
Yeah,
Boruto's gotten
Boruto
better.
has the problem.
But Kishimoto came
Yeah,
back.
Boruto
So it
has
had
the
no
problem
choice.
of going against his dad, who is considered in that realm. So it's like kind of living up to the Michael Jordan. Like, your daddy was this, so can you live up to your daddy?
Really?
And I'm like, okay, all right. So it's
Especially when your dad's still
Yeah.
a background character.
so yeah, he got yeah.
So we still there to see him.
Deku,
They're doing a good job with Boruto though. Since Kishimoto came back, it's gotten way more solid. The beginning is super shaky.
Deku is building up his resume. His problem was always he's the least interesting character out of all his people.
I feel like that's the crazy part where Deku's resume is building as the manga's coming to an end. Because like after the last chapter, there's no question in my mind we're gearing up for My Hero Endgame. Because
Oh yeah, they already said My Hero gonna end this year.
I was about to say. So I mean, I feel like you really can't start that test of being a GOAT outside of One Piece. It's the outlier without your show technically having ended at some point. There has to
No,
be.
One
I
Piece
feel
is
like,
included in that too.
no, I'm saying One Piece has been around for so long that even though it's still going, we've aged. It's aged out of being new age anything. You know what I mean? One Piece is 20 plus years old. So I mean, if we're talking new age big three, Luffy took over in 2000. I mean, chapter 1 came out in 1999, early 2000. 2022, Oda just put out chapter 1038. You know what I mean? So episode 1020 something's happening, which is crazy because source material catching up to anime, that's what people have to get ready for. It's gonna slow down the process once you get that close, because you gotta wait. The animators literally have to wait for Oda to come with something new before they can go forward. So I'm just waiting. That's why I'm happy read the manga, because anime watchers are going to get hurt here soon because it's getting close.
And Asta got a problem with people finding him annoying because he's Yale. So
the story's solid though there. But he is, man, I can't get behind that character, but that's a solid story.
So they have, all they got to do is keep it up, even though they will have problem because you have Demon Slayer coming out, you have Solo Leveling rumored to come out, you have the Eren from Attack of Titan, you got a lot of company.
Don't worry, we won't worry about Attack on Titan once it's over.
But you still gotta put these people in there. You got, like I said, guy from Solo Leveling is probably one of the coolest characters that people gonna love when he come out. You have Mushigo Tensou, Jobless Reincarnation. People love that anime. So you got Head Rudy, even though Rudy is probably the most controversial character of anyone.
We saw a redo of a healer come out. Anything's game in the anime world right now.
By the way, we gotta talk about this. I think it's, what's it called? Not big. It's we're gonna talk about that one day. I forgot what the anime called. It just came out, and it's like really controversial. The dude is basically the last dude on Earth, and all the women he's like top 10 last people on Earth, and like women trying to get pregnant, and they gotta redo the Earth. That anime was wild. That's gonna be a fun topic.
Oh wow!
Oh, it's gonna go stupid. Look at my anime list, people. If that is the premise, it will be top 10 within the next however long. If we know anything about the anime
Joe,
community.
what's your thoughts on how can they break in?
I think more than anything, it's about the I think the longevity of the show has a lot to it. I think you really got to push that 500. If you can keep people's attention for 500, that can get people talking, because that means I've gotten that long to get to know you, your world, and all that. I like to say the ones that push 50 and under, as far as episodes go, those are cult classics. You know what I'm saying? So you got your Cowboy
Bebop, Trigun,
got your Death Notes. You know, that pushed 37 episodes. I believe Cowboy Bebop was like 26. Samurai Champloo, like them is short shows. Each episode was impactful, and you get a cult show, but you don't get to be goated because you ain't still going. I can't get you in that top 3. I need them people that I want to tune into every week and then wait for that next season to come out every 6 months type of stuff. I need that. So, My Hero, I mean, they definitely had a lot of places to go, but I think if it's true what you're saying, both you guys, if they are coming to an end for My Hero, I mean, they actually had. I was rocking with My Hero, so I mean, they could have.
Oh, and they've had a decent run too. It's been almost 5 years, somewhere in there.
But right now, you know, I can see them going into a spinoff somewhere down the road. But like
Vigilantes, they've already got the manga for it.
As it pertains to this show, they are really keeping it between like 2 people. Like, that's kind of cool. Like, you got your little shonen stuff going on there. Like, oh, there's a festival, we got to do cute stuff. Oh, we got to do our chores before. They are superheroes, but they be doing a little cutesy stuff that you got to do for shonen. So I guess that's how you sell stuff in Japan, by the way. But with that being said, man, I would have loved to have, like, think about it. I would have loved to have an Endeavor action figure when I was growing up. That would have been dope.
Yeah.
Deku to do what you, man, All Might would have been the dopest action figure I've ever had in my life, I think. I mean, something like Superman, that would have been dope. But does Pokemon fit in that category? Is it a GOAT anime?
It is an anime.
I mean, it depends. It is an anime, but as far as GOAT, I mean,
nobody says it GOAT.
Is it
GOAT?
GOAT?
I don't know if anyone's going to make that argument. But if you're just talking longevity wise, it should be in there, because there are very few anime that could run as long as Pokemon has. I mean, think about the Pokemon games. It's all Game Freak been copy and pasting for 20 years, and we've been eating it up.
Absolutely.
Shout out to them for doing something different with Arceus, though, even if it's just a little bit. It's a step in the right direction.
People say Arceus way different than they thought it was.
It's not way different. They did some stuff they should have done a long time ago.
But the show is called Worlds in Harem, by the way. So.
Of course.
Oh, so it's just a harem show. It's
a harem.
Oh yeah, it's going top of my anime.
I know people are going to come and like, link to anime. What is it called? It's called Worlds in.
I thought you was going to say Tenchi, like a new version of Tenchi, which they do have that coming out, and it's brand new chicks.
The original harem master Tenchi Muyo.
I don't think Ash would be considered. I don't think Ash, because I think people like the games way more than they like the anime, even though.
Nah, it can't be top 50.
Ash is there, like Gary's like 35, Ash still 16. I'm still confused about it.
So we ain't gonna go into that.
The continuity's just got too many problems for it to be GOAT status. There ain't no way explaining a lot of that.
The only time there's ever a continuation is if they're actually in a tournament. Anything, and then after that, no holds barred. Y'all could be on Super Island one day just doing stuff, and then the next episode.
But the joke. I want to talk about Joe Point before we get to Torrey.
But it is for children, though. So I mean, marketing works.
That's what I said. It's just having enough episodes, and if you keep people interested for that long, that's gonna help you get into that category.
That's why One Piece is number one.
Joe, I don't think anime going that direction no more. Cause I can think of a lot of adaptations that could go long, but every show they adapt seems to be shorter shows. In the manga realm,
I think they're making it to go with people's attention spans.
Okay. I've been all about Attack on Titan for the last 10 years for sure.
Joe, I'm so ready for you to see the end of Attack on Titan, and I just want to see it because I know Joe's gonna be like, why? This is so because everyone knows Attack on Titan. Stop being. If you want to know how you ruin a whole story with just the end, go look at Attack on Titan's ending, people. That's how you ruin 10 years of good story and 10 chapters.
Monte,
They rushed at some point, didn't they? After they actually got outside the wall, they was like, all right, push this into the next gear.
Going to.
Oh yeah, it's a big. You can tell that they started rushing him because that story, lightning pacing. They were like, you better get the panels out.
Where they was like, bruh, it's like Germany. Across the rest of the world is like Germany. And it's like, what? That was huge. And I was like, what are we gonna do about that? We're gonna build on that? Nope. Aaron, let's get your plan going and let's go.
Go kill some people. Let's go.
Yeah. Go look, what's that dude's name? Go look Reiner in the eye while he's a shell of himself. Say something and then transform and just crush
that's what sucks because he's such good characters to ruin his story. Reiner is like a psychologist's wet dream, dude. He's got every social disorder and personality disorder in the book all wrapped into one character and properly proportioned to where you get to see it all shine, and then you just ruin your story.
That scene was amazing where he was like, you know what? F this, because I'm starting to have feelings for y'all. Listen, I'm the Attack Titan and he's the tall one.
Monte, what's
He was like, I gotta look up the secret, man. I made
Monte, what's your thing? How can they break into it?
For my response, I had two things. I said one, people, and this is mostly like our generation that do this, though it is some younger ones too. People have to break this stigma of, putting the big three on such a pedestal and actually look at them objectively instead of looking at them as what we remember them to be. Because first and foremost, like to come back on Uniqo's argument that, have to show, longevity and actually be able to survive. No, they don't. Because 2 out of the big three, One Piece has yet to be shown. 2 out of the big three have horrible final arcs. Like both of them do. Naruto's final arc is full of more plot holes than the other two combined. And Bleach's final arc is just a complete mess in his final fights. So longevity, not to mention half of Bleach's arcs, and like really not One Piece so much, but Naruto and Bleach are long because of filler. Because half of the show is filler. Half are like a good chunk of the episodes are filler. So really they don't need to be as long to get their point across. So I don't blame a lot of animes now that only really run this 25, 50 episode runtime a lot of times. Except for the ones we know about, like Black Clover and all the rest of them going to like 200-300 maybe. But they don't necessarily need 500 so episodes to get your point across. If you can get your point across in a really good 200 episode sitting, I have no problem with it. So really to me, it's more about like the content and you just being able to hit all the marks. Now, it's really hard to hit all the marks. A lot of shows mess up when it comes to side characters. A lot of shows can mess up when it comes to plot armor. Some of them mess up with their main characters, development, powers, stuff, story that don't make sense. And then a lot of them just mess up the ending. So, I mean, like a lot of, and like even thinking about a lot of times, a lot of our older anime, they messed up on the ending. Bleach messed up on its ending. Naruto had a decent ending, but the final arc was messy. Yu Yu Hakusho, most people consider the Three Kings arc completely unnecessary. Rurouni Kenshin's last season is nowhere near as good as the first two. Inuyasha, they strung us along for like 10 years before they finally gave us the ending, and then the ending of Inuyasha isn't that good because Naraka just makes spoiler for anybody who haven't read Inuyasha, don't want to hear this, skip ahead like about 60 seconds, but they make like this giant freaking spider and then everybody has like and I'm like, the fuck, like that don't make sense for all the crap we went through. You good, Nico?
Fairy tale.
So like for people who like, so a lot of them didn't really necessarily have the most graceful ending. So I have more respect for a lot of anime now. If you can get your point across in a short amount of time, be good, and then just have a decent ending. It's just that ain't easy. So like the one thing I say we have to do is we have to sort of look at the big three objectively, because you'll be surprised how many people that done fought me in my comment section when as soon as I tell them the Ichigo is overrated. Like the amount of people that are sitting there trying to defend this man is just ungodly to me. I'm just like, he's a good character, but he's overrated. Like, Like, it's not bad, but that's one thing. The other thing I said we have to do, we got to look at this term GOAT, because sports world don't have this issue. The sports world, you can debate, but you only really debating like 3 people. So, like, when we say something is a GOAT or something is GOATed, it literally means the greatest of all time. And we're just throwing this
Like
term
One
out
Piece.
willy-nilly to things that don't deserve it. Or to T-Rams's point, majority of the anime aren't even finished, and we're trying to call them GOATed. Let them finish so we can actually evaluate them objectively and fully before we just talking about they're GOATed. Like, we didn't talk, oh, My Hero is the GOAT anime. It's not done yet. Attack on Titan is GOATed. Have y'all seen the ending? Like,
Yeah.
Bleach is
No,
GOATed.
it's
Do
not.
y'all remember the last arc? Like, so many people are looking forward to Bleach at the end of this year starting. I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be wonderful up until Kenpachi shows up. After that, it all goes down.
Quit your Kenpachi hate, okay?
No, it ain't. That just once he comes up, that's where like the plot holes and like the stuff that don't make sense starts to go straight down the crapper. If I got the ability,
When they
perfect
see
example,
the
if I got the
anime, I
ability
can't wait for the
to
people to come
use
to you and
my
say, I love
imagination
Kenpachi.
to fight you, I should not lose. So like it starts to go down the crapper there. So if they
It's
and I really don't
Kenpachi,
want the
though.
anime to change the ending. I really don't want them, because to me that's a cop out. Because like you went with your original ending, just stick by it. Like if it was bad, it was bad, but stick by what you put out there. Don't change it just because you see fandom hating on what you put out there.
Hey, you just
Just
Yeah,
wrong.
Attack
He
on
by
Titan
everything
for
that he put out in
changing
that
the
final
ending
arc,
and
so
making
he
it
don't like it.
worse.
He sticks by everything he put out. He's like, hey, it is what it is. Like, it was a
It
little
is
bit
what
rushed.
it
I
is.
understand that. It
he
is what
can't
it is.
take the advice. They can't take the advice that you just gave to DC. Let me listen to the people. Shit, they said it sucked.
Yeah,
Let me
but DC hasn't put their stuff out yet. This anime world, they stuff out. Like it's done.
already on paper.
Like cause like to me, what I said, this also was like it shouldn't be a hot take, but I said the only new gen anime so far that has GOAT potential, but not really kind of like Reincarnation of Slime or something like that, but because it actually finished, is Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer actually has GOAT potential to me, because that mug
I mean, it's
from
over,
beginning
but
to
I don't.
end.
The ending is blah to me. The ending is blah.
I said the same thing until they put out the extra pages.
But see,
just like Attack on
I
Titan.
feel like the extra pages. I feel like the extra pages take away, because like Attack on Titan, look, he caved to pressure and made his ending even worse.
No, he did.
Oh,
I ain't got nothing to do with that one. I'm not gonna spoil them. But the extra pages of Demon Slayer expand on what we wanted them to expand on.
It does. I'll give you, because it
Perfect.
shows you. Okay, if you look at it like that, it definitely has potential, because it does the extra. They show you all that little stuff that it covers a lot of plot holes. It really does.
Yeah,
It does.
I give them props for that.
Tried to do, only it does it tastefully.
Like, so I'm giving them props because the extra pages cover and gives you what you want, and it wasn't necessarily like, oh, we're gonna change the anime. It's like, oh, well, we didn't put out these extra pages initially because this is what we wanted to do. It's okay, and it's not really much that changes the overall plot or anything. It's just okay. Here's the extra. To cover
by the
a
way,
few things
Demon
that we
Slayer,
missed.
the one Demon Slayer gonna be the one anime that take a lot of risk.
Matter of fact, the animation of some of these fights,
Demon Slayer
gonna blow a
take
lot of
risk,
this out the
dog.
water.
They like, hey, you like this dude?
Man, because everybody's on Attack on Titan nuts every Sunday. They missing this fight against this Upper Moon 6 right now, and it's beautiful.
Been done.
It's
Because they've already got the whole manga in front of them, so they already know the risks have been taken to a certain audience.
UFO table is doing a marvelous job. So that's what I say. I say we gotta like look at the big three objectively, which God knows people are not doing right now. A lot of us are.
No.
And we gotta like examine the word GOAT and actually apply it to when it needs to be applied. Like every anime don't hit GOAT status. The majority of them don't, because they have to be the best of the best. And the majority of the anime have too many problems in order to be considered the best of the best. Like, it's really not many anime you can say from beginning to end hit every mark, have great main character, have great character development, have great side characters, have a great story, have a great ending, have great fights, have great moments. Every anime don't hit all those. That's just 7. And majority of the anime don't even hit half of those. You know what I mean? Anime don't even do this side character development. Let's just be real for a second. The only ones that I can say off the top of my head do good side character development is One Piece and Black Clover. That's it. And Demon Slayer by extension, but Demon Slayer is just okay side character development. It ain't like they just do marvelous. I'm objective enough to say that.
Well, you don't think they're lining up the characters for. It's kind of, you don't want to develop them too much if you're
real for a second. But everybody want to be like, man, Bleach is wonderful, Naruto. Like, no, like, so I'm not biased. I love anime, but I'm not biased when it comes to looking at them.
We know who the GOAT character is. Kamina, dog. Gurren Lagann took the biggest risk and killed off everybody's favorite character early on.
Man, bro. So
And the ending is a big plot issue, bro. Like that's another issue.
Tomino was
The
not
ending
allowed
halfway
in
don't
that,
make
so
sense.
they ain't his fault. Not his problem.
that's
Oh,
every Gurren Lagann fan's excuse is that he died. He wasn't there for
That's
that.
his
Just
little
blame it
brother
on him.
fault,
It
bro.
So
would've been
That's his
many
little brother fault.
anime struggle to get to the finish line.
By the way,
Just so many anime struggle to get to the finish line,
I
man.
think
It's
Demon
amazing.
Slayer have an
Oh,
alright
boy.
time getting to it. Just add the.
Like Demon Slayer did fine. Well, I say they have those there because at least their anime is relatively fine. They hit mostly every mark, and just some of them aren't like exceptional. Like I love some of the side characters. All of them have it, and no, all of them like Zenitsu. No, but there are some Zenitsus, and they don't just forget everybody. So I'm just like, okay, at least they ain't just flat out abandoning somebody after that wonderful fight, like my boy Lee.
I'm not.
Dang you, Kishimoto.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie
Hey,
to
he
y'all.
got a spinoff.
Yo, I'm not.
Kishimoto had a lot to do though.
Yeah, this
There was a lot to do.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm not gonna lie to y'all.
Oh.
Demon Slayer got a good job making you care about characters. Like I've seen so many people cry in the movie. A dude they just met in the movie. Like this dude showed up for 1 second in the anime.
Yep.
Like Rengoku, bro. You felt that. It has moments.
Bro,
you felt that with Rengoku.
Joe, they
man.
met the character like in the last episode of season 1, and he showed up and he was mean, and then he became okay with him, and then they got on a train, and that's the whole thing, and then everybody cried at the end of the movie.
Like you felt Rengoku, bro. You felt Rengoku.
That was a
You
smart
felt
way
it, man.
to do it. That they didn't want to spend the money to animate the episodes for, though. They did the opposite way. Usually they take and turn the episodes
I'm
into
not
a movie.
pleased.
And
They
if you're a
said
Demon
that's
Slayer
close to
fan,
that,
by the
but
way, I
whatever.
want you to know, that is kind of light compared to what you about to get.
I was going to say, just get ready.
Oh, that's light work. He ain't like. But see, I prefer
I
them to
was
take
gonna say,
7
that's
episodes of the
just-
movie
you think-
instead of making filler. I prefer that.
You
So
think you're
I'm not
gonna
gonna be
cry?
upset.
You
I
ain't
prefer that
cried
rather
yet.
than filler. Ooh,
Yeah, I was going to say, you ain't felt real pain
The
yet.
only thing
Just
I
wait.
can think compete with
Ooh,
Jiraiya.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. A lot of anime don't even kill off characters. Like,
One Piece
they
stand
don't.
here. Ace's death hit harder than some actual real life movie deaths.
Because a lot of anime don't kill off characters.
Not at all. Especially not after you just devoted 300 episodes to finding them.
Yeah, One Piece needs to kill off a few more. I'm gonna let that go.
Hey, if you saw the last chapter,
I did. They still need to kill
Bruh,
off some more.
What if they kill him off, though? How crazy does the internet go? I mean, I know it'll never happen. But if the Grim Reaper's really, bruh, do you see the internet breaking?
I would stop watching One Piece.
I would too. I'm not even gonna lie.
I
That's
would
enough to
stop.
make me
That's
quit.
my favorite character in the show. I would stop watching.
I know.
You see this green behind
I
me?
was gonna
It ain't
say,
for the
that
screen.
green screen behind you,
It
dog.
would be. I would stop watching that show.
Yo,
I promise you. I stop watching.
He's been through a lot though. He's fought Kaido.
I
He's
don't
fought
give a
Big
Yo, they
Mom.
spoiled on that, so if you want to leave,
I give you this. He could die at the end. He could die at the end. He can't die here. He could die at the end, and I would respect.
This is a
He can't go
spoiler,
there.
by the
This
way.
will be
This
his
is a
place though.
spoiler.
It's Wano. It's Wano.
Yo, if you listening and
It's
you
the
a
House
One
of
Piece
the
fan,
Samurai.
I'm sorry. I know, but just
We
in
haven't
case,
said
I
names.
just let
They'll
the
be
people
alright.
know spoil.
I was gonna say, if you look,
Yeah, we got them.
everyone fought Kaido and Big
But-
Mom at this point.
I mean, the
punched
episodes
up
are 1-0 anyway, so it's just like, look, if you ain't caught up on nothing at this point, and One Piece been out 20 years, I ain't got no mercy for you.
I was gonna say, you gotta catch up.
Y'all,
You had 20 years,
y'all
bro.
remember
I'm sorry.
when
Like,
Family
this
Guy
point-
got rid of Brian and the internet went crazy?
I just thought of a
Can't
Black
pay
I bet they
History
bought
topic.
They brought that
Yo,
man back.
Monte,
Oh,
they
no,
brought
this
a
ain't
new
for the fly,
dog for
fam.
one.
No, this
Hey,
ain't
he's a
flying.
new dog. No.
One episode.
Bro, I stopped watching. Like,
It was
I
the
literally stopped
blonde dog,
watching when
bro.
they did
Nobody
it.
His
remember.
name.
It
I can't
wasn't
even
relevant.
remember what that
Stewie
dog was
like,
called,
nah,
but they-
fam. He was Stewie like, no, I want Brian back, dog.
He was like,
I
you
would-
ain't it. You ain't it, cuz.
That man
We
said,
drove
"I'll
away
spoil it,
Uniqo? That's crazy.
bro." Tori, you got anything? Or this the end of the show? What's it good?
I mean, in the spirit of Black History Month, we can talk about Kanye's team spreading rumors that Pete Davidson got the AIDS, which is crazy. But Kanye, one of the greatest artists of our time. I mean, I understand he said he wants his wife back, but how far in the public do you live your life? Like, it's kind of, that's a lot to go through. To take time to have someone on your team to call all of the if. Let's throw the gold allegedly out there. I'm just saying Kanye's in music making mode, so it's officially he's off his meds, so crazy time could be game. So, I mean, do you just, because in my head I just have this vision of a manic Kanye just sitting there talking to the PR team like, yeah, call them and tell them this and this. And I feel like if Kim ever decides to release the call logs, what's the over under on calls from Kanye? Over under.
He need to. I don't know. That man need to get back. He may call somebody 1,000 times. I don't care who you are. Monte, your thoughts on this real quick?
Bro, I'm just saying. I was just saying. It's quick and easy one.
My simple thoughts is that Donda 2 is either finna be the best album of 2021 or it's gonna be
It's gonna be extra toxic.
Joe, your thoughts on the Kanye?
It's gonna be one of the
Pete Davidson.
It's funny because in the other room, our channel is playing on my screen, and he was just in T Ramsey was just talking about Donda 2. He's gonna be off his meds because he's making money. He's making music, and then since he's making music, he's gonna be off his meds even longer. He just said that on my screen in there when I just went to check on my dogs. So with that being said, I'm gonna wait because he's in such a weird place. You know how you be like a gospel? You just did a gospel thing, but now you're going through a divorce.
And now you're telling people that your baby mama's boyfriend has HIV.
So
allegedly, we don't want to. I don't need no snap. I don't need no snap. Yo, somebody got to meet.
Allegedly.
We have no evidence of this. That's a rumor that's going on 4chan.
I was gonna say, this pure Twitter here, okay? It may or may not be substantiated by past behavior, okay? All I know is Pete Davis said that he's hiring extra security, and I can't blame him at this point. If Kanye is taking the time to have people spread rumors about you because you're dating his baby mama, Kanye fans are crazy. So the security might be warranted, especially with Donda 2 coming. If Donda 2 flops, Pete Davidson better run for his life.
All I gotta say is shout out executive producer Future.
Oh man,
like, oh,
I know Monte want to skip out on this part.
I'm sorry for it.
It's clever.
Donda 1 has nothing on the energy that's coming here. I mean, they let the GDs in the dough for real. Kanye wasn't playing. He's bringing a whole new vibe. Kim better over under on Kim Kardashian diss tracks on Donda 2. That was hard to say.
Probably so.
At least one, 3 or more with 3 or more with
mention it through the whole album, and then this one might not be nothing about God. So I want to thank y'all for watching.
No, not at all. There we go.
I want to thank y'all for listening. It is your boy Zelmae. Torrey, anything you got to say?
Be sleazy, people. Follow me at AfroComedy765. You already know. This is the place where inhibitions come to die.
Yeah.
You gotta bring it in, people.
Bro, Ugly Dudes on Monterey Hudson on TikTok. Go follow them. Uniqo, anything you gotta say?
Do it.
UniqoWilliams.com. You know what to do, man. That's gonna link you right back here to this channel. It's gonna link you to my channel. You already know the deal. And hey, man, you ain't got to do nothing but stay black and die.
And remember something taxes. Very important. I can't love you if I don't celebrate you.
That's a fact.
Oh, I saw you tweet that. Let me hold on before we get out of here. I saw you tweet that.
There we go. Get off them.
What? Hey, I was just on Twitter the other day talking about you won't know that I'm with somebody until I'm married. On my wedding day. That's when you'll know I'm with somebody. That don't mean I'm not celebrating it.
I'm just saying if I come in, I tell you, yo, I just got a new job, and you don't look excited. Everything I tell you, you don't be happy about, man. I'm telling you, I can't say I love you if I don't celebrate you.
Man, some things. There's some things, man. My job,
Man,
my whole image is
Joe
to
don't
look
love
single.
y'all. All
What
right.
you talking about?
Come back tomorrow. It's your boy Laugh for Keep Stomping. Tomorrow episode is the interracial relationship episode on Man Cave on Black History Month. The third day means complete. We completing off. We ending the white girl talk tomorrow for the black dude. And Travis Kelce. Peace.
Oh,